Hello, hello, hello. Hopefully this is working. I'm hoping everything's working. It's been a while. Welcome to the basement. Oh, I really gotta I gotta move this camera. There, let's see. Can I? Ooh, I don't like this camera angle. I do not like this camera angle. What's going on here? Let's see. We'll do that. We'll do that. Why not? Why not? There's a big, I don't like this. This is all dead space. Because like this is as far as I move. So this is all dead space here. I don't like it. I gotta put something there. Behold, Prusa XL. How's everyone doing? Welcome to the basement. Welcome to the former main studio, which is formerly the new studio, but now it's the old studio. How's everyone doing today? Wow, okay, where's the camera? Camera's over there, chat's over there, my screen is there. Yeah. Deadpool in Dead Space. Where you got Deadpool? Where's Deadpool? Oh, Deadpool's over there. Yeah, we got Deadpool. He's over here. Deadpool. There you go. Deadpool. Thursday morning. I know it's not Friday. Why are we streaming today? Wow, am I really blown out? How's my lighting? Wow, I am really blown out. You know what? Maybe it's this. Maybe it's this. Wait. Oh God. Okay, let's drop those. Okay, it's just bright. It's just bright. It is what it is. It do be what it is, though. It do be what it is, though. The Prusa Shill Studio. It's not the Prusa Shill Studio. We got Avor on. We got my V2. It's not all Prusa Shill. Haven't left the cave in months. Exactly. I've been hunkered down in the bunker. How's everyone doing today? What are we doing today? Okay. Today, we're live on a Thursday. Why are we live on a Thursday? Tomorrow's Valentine's Day. The wife works afternoons and we're going out for lunch. So, yeah, I'd rather do dinner or lunch with the family than stream. So we're doing that. So I'm streaming today instead of tomorrow. Simple as that. Garage for a Mac Mini. Ooh, there you go. That'll be a good garage computer. It depends what you're using it for. So what are we doing today? Today, we are not doing 3D printer stuff. Eventually, this project will involve 3D printer stuff. I have no set goal with this project. This is more just I kind of have an idea of what I want it to be when it's done, but along the way, I'm using it as an excuse to learn stuff. Simple as that. Do I have 400 feet of snow? No, we did not get that much snow. We got like, I don't know that much. Rocco's Basilisk. I know I'm nice to my Google Home. I'm nice to my Google Home because you never know. One day the machines will rise up and they'll remember. So be nice to your robots. So speaking of AI, what are we doing? We are building a computer. A lot of these parts are either stuff I've had lying around. Some stuff I did have to buy, but I was cheap and I bought cheap stuff because I'm cheap right now. And some of it was donated by a community member. So it's a mix of computer parts, old and somewhat new. The newest thing on here is probably the motherboard, which is like a B550 motherboard. But we're essentially building a computer. We're building a test bench computer. We're going to install Linux on it, and we're going to use it. I'm going to use it to learn AI stuff. The end goal is to have a co-host. That is the pie in the sky end goal. If you're not familiar, a good example, look up Neurosama on Twitch. Doug does AI co-hosts on his stream sometimes. It's just kind of an idea I've been playing with. There's a lot of stuff when it comes to AI and LLMs that I'm not a huge fan of. I'm not a fan of the stealing people's information. I'm not a fan of stealing people's creative works. There's a whole bunch of stuff that I don't really approve of. But there are certain aspects of it that I am interested in, namely the written portion of it. I really don't care about AI-generated movies. AI slop is slop. I hate it. AI-generated movies, AI-generated images, it's slop. Yes, I know I use AI thumbnails sometimes. I can't draw, it is what it is. But when it comes to like having a co-host, just using it as an interaction tool, as an assistant, I'm kind of okay with. And I want to learn how to do this stuff on my own. I'm trying to do completely offline. That's one of the goals here. We are trying to do a completely offline system. So we have to build a computer for all of this to run on, because I'm not paying $200 a month for ChatGPT. Oh God, that'd be 200 American. That's like a lot of Canadian dollars. That's a lot. We're trying not to make HAL. So the goal is today we're going to build a computer. We're going to install Linux, and then we're going to start faffing about with this, and we're going to start learning stuff. I have some basic goals, but we're going to start with building the computer. So while I'm doing that, a couple things. You know, we're not doing 3D printing stuff. Hey, do you want to win a spool of filament from POLYMAKER? Every stream, we give away a spool of POLYMAKER filament. With POLYMAKER filament, you could do cool stuff like Hue forges. Look at the Hue forge. Because you need filament for that. So if you want to win a spool of filament from POLYMAKER, link in the video description, enter for your chance. I only have one camera today, so unfortunately I don't have a secondary camera down here. So this is the only camera view you're getting for the build. But let's go over what we're building with. Basic parts, motherboard is a B550. Again, this was donated along with the CPU, the RAM, and some other stuff from a community member who wanted to help out the channel when I had mentioned this topic a little while ago. I don't know if they want a shout out, so I'm just going to thank them. They know who they are. Thank you. So what do we got hardware-wise here? We got a motherboard. It is AM4. Raise your hand if you have like 3 or 4 AM4 Ryzens in your household. I do. AM4 is awesome. This shit won't die. So I've got like... This is the 4th AM4 platform I've built. We are getting exceedingly efficient at building them. So we got a Ryzen 2700 in here. It's an 8-core. It's an older one. We're up to Ryzen 9000 now. We're on Zen 5. This is Zen 1.5, I believe. So it is an older one, but the good thing about AI stuff, it runs mostly on the GPU. You can run it on the CPU, but GPUs are better. So it doesn't really matter what we use for the processor, as long as it's kind of new enough. That's kind of the thing. As long as it's new enough, and hopefully this should be. So let's start building. So we got the Ryzen 2700. Video card is a 3080. It is not the... It's a good video card. 3080 is a plenty good video card. But for AI, there's going to be a limiting factor to this. It's got enough oomph for what we're doing. The problem with it is the VRAM, because NVIDIA has been stingy with VRAM in their video cards. This only has 10 gigs of VRAM. So that is going to limit us to the models we can actually run on this. The easiest way, and I know this is not a proper one-to-one explanation, but essentially the more RAM you have, the bigger the model you can load. The bigger the model you can load, the more intelligent it is. It's not really intelligence, but it's the larger the data set it can pull from. So if you ask a very small model, you know, what is the history of the world? It goes, oh, you know, some rocks formed together and then we had civilization and now we're here. When you ask a big model that, it gives you the history of the world, or a plot to a Mel Brooks movie. So we are going to be limited in that. At this point, I'm not going to be making my own model. That is something I'm starting to look into how to do that, because I would like to make a specific model that we use for this down the line. But for now, we're just going to use off-the-shelf models and just kind of tweak them. Historically, I've been painful for the setup. We'll see. My wife's computer has a 3070 Ti in it. It actually had this before I borrowed it. And it runs Ubuntu and it plays all her games fine. And by her games, I mean, it plays Baldur's Gate 3 fine and Stardew Valley. So I'm assuming, you know, it is what it is. Apparently Ubuntu is pretty stable at this, so we should be okay. So 2700, B550, we got a 3080, 10 gigabyte RAM, 3200 megahertz, or it's not megahertz, it's mega transfers. When did they switch from measuring RAM and megahertz to mega transfers? But anyways, we got 3200 DDR4, so let's put that in. The cooler is the Wraith because I had it in the closet. It came with like the stock cooler, but I've got the Wraith one and it's got RGB. And I figure when the machines wake up, they'll appreciate the RGB. So we'll go with that. DDR5 is mega transfers. Okay. What else do we got? Generic Thermaltake power supply. Why? Because it was cheap. Keyboard, cheap one, but it's got cherry blues or knockoff blue, so it clickety clack. What else? Oh, the case. We're not building it in a case. The goal is at some point I'm going to build a case of my own. We're going to 3D print a case, but for now, this is just a test bench that was dirt cheap on Amazon that we're going to build it all in. So at least we have something stable so I can move it around and not worry about the GPU ripping off the socket. They won't let the RGB. Well, here's the best part. I'm not installing any control software, so it's just going to get rainbow barf RGB. A Linux distro for a lifelong Linux user. Linux Mint. I've heard Linux Mint is like one of the go-tos for, I'll be honest, I'm actually getting tempted to put Linux on my main desktop. There's only 2 programs that I'm a little hesitant about that I use regularly on my desktop. That is Fusion 360, which I know runs like ass in Linux, and DaVinci. And apparently DaVinci Resolve actually works pretty good on Linux. I just haven't tried it because every time I go to try it on Linux, I'm using a laptop, and laptops don't have dedicated GPUs, which DaVinci Resolve needs in Linux. Apparently, it can't do CPU only. So there's that. So Fusion isn't that big of a deal because I could just use Fusion in my garage on the garage computer, or something else. Or yeah, Windows Virtual Machine with hardware pass-through. There's a few ways of doing it. I'm just starting to get fed up with Windows. I don't have the tinfoil hat thing, but I'm getting really not happy with all the data collection bullshit. Anyways, dual boot, but I'm lazy. I don't want to boot out and then boot back in. So let's get building, I guess. We'll get started with this. We'll get it built. We'll get some Linux installed, and we'll start faffing about with some AI stuff. While I'm doing this again, if you want to help support the channel, the content I create, and the things I do, don't forget to enter for your chance to win some POLYMAKER filament. Link in the video description. While you're down there, check out some of the other links. Affiliate links don't cost you anything extra. Go a long way in supporting the channel, because projects like this, I do have to spend money. While some of it was donated by a community member, I did have to buy stuff. So if you want to help support the channel and all the fun stuff we do, consider buying something. Or if you're really cool, give the community membership to somebody, because that way they get to hang out when we do community stuff, or just buy some gamer stuff and use code Canuck and save 10% off your order. I forgot to shake it. That was very stiff. There we go. Parallels. Here's the thing. This is another reason I'm doing this. I really don't faff about with Linux much. So this is going to be a good excuse to learn Linux. So let's get going on this. Mac OS. The last time I used Mac OS, I'll be brutally honest, was on a iMac with the hockey puck mouse. That is the last time I've ever actually sat down and used a Mac for any length of time. Was an iMac with a hockey puck mouse back in grade school. It's been a while. All right, no, actually I lied. When I was at Joel's, I had to use Fusion on his Linux laptop, I believe. Or no, that was the framework. So I don't know. Yeah, I think grade school was the last time I actually used Linux regularly. Or use Mac OS. So that was what? Mac OS 8? Okay, in terms of CPU, splooge we're using Deepcool because it's what I had on hand. So if you're wondering what shape I do when I put the thermal paste down, it's quite simple. I'm a mature adult. Take from that as you will. Take from that as you will. this on. And then we lock that down. And then the CPU goes right here. There we go. We have CPU cooling. Average size. Sure, let's go with that. Power supply. I think this goes like this. Yes. So this case is like legit a generic like test bench case. I had a few people that were like, why don't you just go to a computer store and just buy an old case and just, ooh, which one do I use? These ones, okay. Remember, whenever you're putting, if you have 4 sticks of, 4 memory slots, and you need to put in only 2, there's actually 2 you're supposed to put in first. But yeah, so anyways, I went to a computer store. I haven't gone into an actual like mom and pop computer store since I want to say, oh geez. There used to be one like not near my house, but there used to be like one that was like close to me that shut down years ago. That was the only one I had ever gone to. But put it this way, when I built my first desktop, I bought the parts at a computer store. Okay. If you're wondering how old that desktop was, it was an AMD 3800 X2 with a NVIDIA 760 GT based computer. It's been a while since I've been into a computer store. They are exactly the same as I remember. Mom and pop computer store, you go in there, there's like a guy who you could tell was big into computers back during like the DOS days. There's old computers everywhere, a bunch of ripped apart Dells and like Macs, and like nothing's new. And I'm like, hey, I need a computer case. And he's like, oh, well, we don't really, you know, that's not a thing. I'm like, I don't care if it's an old case. I just need it to hold stuff. So I'm like, just an old case, right? I'm expecting one of those old Antec cases with like the plexiglass, right? And he's like, oh, what kind of case? And I'm like, a computer case. Well, a tower or desktop. I'm like, I don't care. It's got to fit an ATX motherboard. And he came out with like an old Dell case, but it was for MATX, not ATX. And it wasn't even MATX because it was backwards. It was like a proprietary Dell case. And I'm like, I don't think that'll work. He's like, I think it'll work. You should buy it. And I'm like, I'm gonna go shop on Amazon. I'm gonna go on Amazon. BTX, is that what it is? But yeah, it was like, I walk in the store and I'm like, wow, this is exactly like I remember, where it's like, yeah, this is all horribly out of date. And like, this isn't, none of this is gonna work. So I just went on Amazon and ordered this. Because it just needs to hold everything for now. I do want to build a case in the future, but for now, this will be a good enough test bench for this. If you need only 2 sticks and 4 slots, it's usually 1 and 3. In this one, it's 2 and 4. The manual says 2 and 4, or the little infographic that says use these ones first is 2 and 4. Okay, so let's plug you in. So we got power. And then, which one is it? I love how these, like, the standard for these is still like, this is a 750 watt brand new power supply. I went with it because it was on sale on Amazon. But it's funny because it's like, we got the CPU one here. So we got the CPU power. Let me plug in CPU power. This motherboard actually has an extra, it's got a 2x4 pin for the power, and then it's also got a 2x2 next to it, but I only need the one. So, there we go. Okay, so that's CPU. But like, okay, that's GPU. This one's also, I believe, GPU. That's PCIe. But then it's like, how many on modern computers with NVMe drives and everything, how many Molex connectors do we need? Well, we should probably give them 2 Molex. Okay, Molex I understand. But like, well, there's more Molex. So there's 4 Molex total, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 SATAs. Dog, why do you need so many? Why has anyone like this isn't standard anymore. Who's running 8 drives? 8 SATA or 8 hard drives in a computer nowadays? Like, I know I have an Unraid server that does that. But that's like, you would think power supplies would come with like, that would be more optional stuff. Like they would trim that stuff down from the current amount that people need, because it's like, nobody needs that much. RGB controllers, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, I guess you're right. There are a lot of accessories that use that stuff now. Okay, let's put the big honkin' 3080 in. Remember when we thought this was big? Now we got current cards that are freaking massive. Okay, where you go? You go there. Okay. Yeah, I guess you're right about that. The mini Molex for it does have a where is it? Where is it? It does have the one floppy drive one right here. It does have the floppy drive. 4-pin. It's like, really? The floppy drive? They like to melt. This doesn't use the 12-volt high power, or this doesn't use the high power connector. The fire starter connector, we don't have to worry about that, luckily. And this case is a sit-down flat case, so everything kind of sits down flat, so I don't have to worry about whatchamacallit, sag. So here's the thing. This has always been a question, and I get different answers every time I ask. I've got 2 wires here with PCIe, and each end has 2 connectors, and this needs 2 connectors. So you want to use 2 wires, right? That ensures you get the better power delivery, right? You don't want to use one and use both plugs on the end like this. You want to use 2 independent wires, right? That's the right way to do it, right? Use both wires. That's what I've done. Like my main desktop upstairs, my wife's computer. Yeah, that's how I do them. It's just like, then what's using 4? Like what's using 4 then? If you're pushing OC power. Well, we'll do this for now, and then that way if I plug in another GPU, I can just do that, because I can run multiple GPUs with this. It'll fill up, like it can use multiple GPUs for AI. So I do have a 1060, but I probably won't be using it. How much RAM? Just 32 gigs for now, because that's what I have, essentially. This build is using a lot of stuff that I either already had or I got cheap or was donated. So I'm trying not to like blow the budget on stuff that we really don't need, essentially. And there's a lot we kind of don't need for this. But what we do need is cable management. Got to make it look good. Because if it doesn't look good, what's the point in doing it, right? What's the point in doing it if it doesn't look good? It's set 150 per connector, not wire. Well, that's the thing. So I don't think it matters too much. For now, we'll just do this because like I only have 1 GPU. So I might as well use it. Use both just to keep it clean. But where's zip ties? Should have zip ties. Zip ties. Why am I using zip ties when I could be using the LTT store cable ties that they gave me? But I completely forgot where I put them. I think they're in upstairs. I know Velcro straps are. I actually have a bunch of the LMG ones, like the LTT ones. They're just upstairs in the computer room upstairs. So for now, we're going with the zip ties that came with the case. just cable management, right? Just cable management. There we go. Okay. So that is that. We behold. Computer. Like as a kid, I remember being like blown away by how like, oh my God, you know how to build computers. And nowadays it's like Lego. You put it together, you plug your stuff in, you go beep boop, and computer do computer stuff. So you go in there. Can't lose this mouse. This is my travel mouse. It's funny. I used to have travel mice, like the little cheap mice that you use for traveling. And I got really annoyed with them because they're all cheap and they don't have Bluetooth. Because my laptop has Bluetooth. So why do I need the dongle? So I ended up just going out and buying a SteelSeries gaming mouse. Because if you think about it, gaming mice, you can get them cheap. You can get like SteelSeries ones cheap. But they're gaming mice, so they're meant to be light. This one has built-in Bluetooth, so it just talks to the computer natively. I don't need a dongle. And the battery lasts for weeks. So use a gaming, and you also get all your buttons. So it's a little bit bigger than most small mice, but it weighs the same, and it's got more features than a travel mouse. So just buy a small gaming mouse. Okay, so that's that. Let's get a screen here. Let's get a screen. We'll go with this screen because I have it right here conveniently. Move this stuff over here. There we go. What do we got here? We got HDMI. Plug in this guy because this has the install for Linux. I believe this actually already technically has an operating system on it, but it's what previous owner had, because I have a NVMe drive in it. That's not long enough. I need a longer cable. Shoot. Do I have a power cable that'll reach that? I don't have a power cable that'll reach that. Do I have an extension cable somewhere? No, I don't. How am I going to do this? Oop, I bumped the camera. There's Ethernet cable. How am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? Well, that all powers that. Oh, I know. Where are you at? Where are you at? Where are you at? Where? You're that end. I'm trying to find the end of this cable. There we go. Aha. Oh my God. Knocking everything over. Yeah. I know. I think I moved the camera. Let me plug in this quick. Plug you in. Probably not a good idea to have the cable dragging on the ground like that, but is what it is. Okay, let me adjust this. Is that good? There we go. That's good. Okay. So let's add the Ethernet so we have some internet because we're going to need it. This has Wi-Fi, but I don't have any antennas for it. So there's that. Okay, so we got keyboard, mouse, built the computer, Ethernet, dongle, power. So TV on. I'm using a TV as a monitor. Is what you're supposed to do? Nope, but I'm doing it anyways because that's all I have. Unless I want to use a 15-inch Dell with VGA only, which I might end up doing. Okay, how do I power this? Oh, forgot. It comes with a little power switch. And then also, I have this cooler chassis fan. We'll plug in you here. And then I see LMG do this all the time. So I figure if it's good for Linus, it's good for me. And we'll just kind of do that. Wait. We got to make this a proper LMG thing. Wait. I need a tech device I can drop. Behold. Oh no, my dongle. Okay, let's turn this on. Contact. Oh. Oh, we got light. Contact. We have fan spin. GPU's going, all the fans are going. Oh. Haha. CPU installed. Please enter setup, configure your system. F1. My keyboard doesn't have F1. It has like Alt F1, but not actual F1. Function F1? Okay, function F1. There we go. Okay. Behold, a screen. Okay, how am I gonna do this? How many HDMI outs do I have? One. Shoot. Once I get it installed, I will plug the computer into the thingamabobber, and we'll use it as a source. I don't want to do it yet because of, actually here, let me see if I can do this. Let's see if I can do this. Let's see if I can do this. Oh, this is nowhere near long enough to reach. Or maybe. No. How long of an HDMI cable do I have? Do I have any long HDMI cables in here? I don't think I do. I need more HDMI cables. Give me all your HDMI cables. Are you a HDMI cable? Are you a longer HDMI cable? No, you're not longer. That's what she said. Who are you? You're that to VGA. That ain't gonna work. I don't have any more dongles. Dongle-tastic. I don't think that'll work. Oh, you're not even. You're micro HDMI. Ugh. Okay, we'll figure it out later. We'll figure it out later. Plug this back in. Okay. Behold. Science. Okay. Okay, so RAM, we got all the speeds look good. Boot. I want the SanDisk first, and then the Windows Boot Manager. And then we see that, okay. And then main. Ryzen 2700, that all looks good. My favorites. Monitor, how's our temperatures looking? CPU is 21 Celsius, 29 Celsius. Okay, that looks good. CPU package, everything looks good. Cool. Exit and save. Exit, save changes, and reset. There we go. I don't smell any fire, so we're good there. XMP. I believe it's already enabled because it's showing the RAM at 3200 megahertz. So I'm assuming we have XMP already. Error boot not found. Okay, try and install Ubuntu. LLM stack to get voice assistant for home assistant. Sadly, my test here has 8 gigs of VRAM, so it's pretty dumb. Yeah, I only got 10 gigs of VRAM. Okay, what's going on here? Oh, there we go. Ubuntu. Look at it go. It's doing stuff. Well, I don't want it headless. I do want an interface. Also, I've never done Debian. I figured Linux, Ubuntu is like Bobby's first Linux, and apparently it's super compatible with everything. So we should be relatively good with everything with this, hopefully. Don't mind the bloat. I'm assuming when it comes to bloat with Linux, it's going to be infinitely less than Windows. So. Proxmox. Could somebody explain to me what Proxmox is? Could someone explain to me what Proxmox is? It looks like it's just like a Docker container thing. Like, I don't actually know what Proxmox does. Is it kind of like an Unraid thing or like a FreeNAS thing? Okay. So, install Linux. Connect to... No wired detection connection detected. Use wired connection. There we go. Okay. Oh. Okay, I think this Ethernet cable's crap. Let's try Wi-Fi. Because So let's do Wi-Fi. I don't have proper antennas for it, so I'm using some DJI doodads that I stole off of my FPV goggles as antennas. I tested it earlier and it does work. Proxmox's virtualization is built on Debian. Okay, so it allows you to do that kind of thing. Okay, so let's connect to my internet. Connect. Password. Connect. Okay, we're on the internet. We are on the internet. Update the installer. Let's update the installer. Just get a Chromebook. I don't think that'll work. Close installer. And reinstall. Next. Next, 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 interactive installation, next, default selection, an offline friendly selection for, no, we're gonna go with default selection, install third-party software for graphics and Wi-Fi, download and install additional media formats, okay. Next. Install Ubuntu alongside erase disk and install. And let's do erase disk and install. What are we going to call our computer? My name is Taylor, but we're going to call this computer. What are we going to call this computer? We need a name. Skynet, Benchy, Big Kahuna, Jarvis. Here's the thing. Calling it, this is sounding really weird, but I don't want to anthropomorphize it yet. Or try not to, at least. Rollyat. Janky boy. I'm just going to call it testbench. We're going to call it the AI LLM testbench. There we go. It's alt. It is called alt. The AI LLM testbench. It's alt. ALT. That's the name of it. The AI LLM testbench. AI, ALLT, ALLT, the AI LLM Linux testbench. Alt with 2 L's, ALLT is what we're calling it. My username is Canuck. Password is require password to log in. Use Active Directory. No? Okay. There we go. Time zone is Tirana. And install. There we go. And now we wait. Well, I try to figure out, I figure once we get it installed, I'm going to try to get it, I can split the screen because I do have a DisplayPort to VGA cable. So I can use that to run the monitor. And then I'll run the HDMI to a capture card, which will let me capture the screen of the computer. Call it HAL. I can't call it HAL. HAL already exists. I'd rather not give it a... You're the same type of person that would make your own 3D printer based on a Voron and call it Voron 2.5. You make your own thing. Call it your own thing. To share a GPU with Proxmox. I only have one GPU, but with Llama, which is what I think we're going to use for now at least, you can actually use multiple GPUs. You can actually set it up to use partial GPU and partial RAM, but it gets pretty slow. Never call a machine HAL. I know. It's just like, excuse me while I just poke the devil. What, and drink some delicious gamer subs. Num 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 num. The host doesn't need a GPU. Well, everything's running on this. The end goal, for those that don't know what I'm trying to do here, what's a good example? Which one's Gertie? Who here has watched the movie Moon with Sam Rockwell? Okay. Who here has watched Moon with Sam Rockwell in it? If you're familiar with that movie, there's an AI helping a guy who's on the moon. I'm not going to spoil it. It's a very good movie. Go watch it. But TLDR, guy's working on the moon, shenanigans afoot, and he has an AI helping him. Well, the AI is just a box with like a face with a JPEG. That's it. That's it for anthropomorphizing it. It's simple. That's kind of what I'm going here. I don't want to do a VTuber avatar on screen. The goal is I want this to be its own thing. That's hardware. I want a hardware assistant. I want this to be a physical thing. So we're going to try and give it a head. And by head, I mean it's going to have a camera that tracks me around. An interface with it over a web browser. Put the interface on big. I already have an Unraid server. I already have an Unraid server with Plex on it and all that. I'm building this because I want this to be its own thing. I want all the AI stuff to be on this one rig that we're playing with. Have I tried the watermelon flavor? I think so, maybe. Pretty much all their flavors are good. Like right now, I'm on Bowberry, is kind of my go-to, but I flip between a few. If you don't know which one to go with, Bowberry's good. Copium's really good. I like. Brand Risk is really good. And which one's Shy Lily? Whatever one Shy Lily's one is good too. Yeah, I know Kevin Spacey's the AI. He's actually, how do I word this without getting canceled? He did very good in that role with blinders on and just looking at that one thing. Help and support. No, we're still installing. I gotta stop talking so fast. Why am I talking so fast? I'm not talking fast. This is just how I talk. Hey, buddy. I don't have a camera to show you off. Hey, you want to say hi? Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. No, up. Up, 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 up. Up. Come here. Good boy. And he's up. What? Silly doggo. Okay. Need a puppy cam. I don't have the camera that I was using out here as the mobile camera is in the garage now. This is taking a while to install. Oh, I think it's downloading stuff over the Wi-Fi, and I'm pretty sure these dongles don't give it best connection stuff. Okay, so Wolf Pup, if I don't use the GUI, how am I going to use the GUI to interact with it? I don't know. I just grabbed the random Ethernet cable and the connection isn't good. It just keeps dropping out. So I don't know if it's the port on here. This motherboard actually is used setting up the system. Let me see if I have an actual better. The problem is I don't actually have any long Ethernet cables out here. So the cable that I'm using is actually a patch cable through a patch. So it's not exactly good. Let me see what I got. Let me see. Oh, yeah. See, I think that one is, yeah, you're already plugged in. Yeah. I don't know where all my Ethernet cables went. I used to have a whole bunch of them, but they're all like 5-foot cables. So like they don't reach. They're all, actually this might reach. It does reach. Okay, well, it reaches. Plug you in. There we go. There we go. We do have Ethernet now. You can use SSH. I know Wolf Pup. How am I going to interact with it entirely disconnected from the network computer over SSH? The goal is this to be completely standalone. If it's completely standalone, I need a screen on it to interact with it. The goal is for this to be a standalone thing. Wi-Fi and ad hoc. English is a language, and usually standalone infers stuff. Okay. Restart now. Sweet. But I stand alone every time I stream. Teletype over serial. Let's just make beeps and noises that a modem can change from analog into digital and then back into analog. And then we'll use a CRT with a serial or a cable connector. Air gapped. Nothing's truly air gapped unless it's in a vacuum and it is completely isolated from anything. It is not air gapped. Tell that to a bunch of Israelis that managed to sneak data off a computer by telling the computer to slightly increase and decrease CPU load enough to cause the fans to ramp up and down, and used a microphone to be able to hear that frequency change to transmit data off of a computer by converting it to zeros and ones and transferring it via Morse code. Nothing's ever truly air-gapped unless it's in space. You can get very creative if you have to get data off a computer. All you need to do is just, oops, I dropped a thumb drive in a parking lot. And somebody just needs to plug it in and boom. You would be surprised. Yeah, I'm getting the Discord. Well, I do an @everyone when I go live. I did do one in the Discord. I think I did 2 in the Discord today, actually. I might have pissed everyone off because I did an @everyone in the alerts and an @everyone in the live stream channel. Oh, please remove the installation medium and hit enter. Okay, so unplug you, enter. That's how they broke Iran's nuclear program. No, that was changing the centrifuges to vibrate themselves apart, if I remember correctly. The getting data off an air cap computer was like a research paper, I believe. But it's something that can be done. Or just simply taking control of the light on a computer. So you can blink it in Morse code. And you could probably blink it fast enough that a human wouldn't even see it, as long as you had a high-speed camera trained on it. You would be surprised at how not secure stuff can be versus hardware. Log in here. Good, I didn't forget my password. That's good. Okay, let's see if I can get this working. So the goal is I want to be able to, I'm gonna have to move some stuff here. You go down here for now. Okay. So you're gonna go up here. Whoa. Okay. Let's try not to break everything. So you're gonna go over there. You're gonna go over there just so you have more room. Okay. And then my monitor is gonna go here so I can see what I'm doing. Then we're gonna get this wonderful cable called a VGA to DVI cable, or display port. Why do I have a VGA to display port? Don't worry about it. Plug you in there. Okay. Source, PC. Okay, we're in. Okay, so that's that. Now I can take the VGA cable, or correction, the HDMI cable, and plug that into a capture card. Then I can go over here to this guy. Let's duplicate. We're going to call this external computer. Okay, so now we're on this. Now we're going to add video capture device. Create new. External computer. It's already in use. Computer vid. Okay. Properties for that, and OBS crashed. Oh. So not cam link, USB video. Okay. Okay, display settings. Mirror. Apply. Keep settings. There we go. There we go. So now, view changelog, next. Cool, I don't skip for now. Help improved, don't share system data, next. Nope, finish. So there we go. So now, how people saying GNOME? I don't know. It's GNOME-tastic. Oh, there we go. NVIDIA RTX 3080 with a Ryzen 7 2700. And there we go. Voila. Set in computer. Sudo apt install htop. Sudo apt install nvtop. Voila. Sudo apt update. Sudo apt upgrade. You recommend btop? It shows more info than htop. Okay. Okay, I'll install btop. Well, nvtop shows GPU too. So. Ooh, I got a scene. Call this. External, there we go. So there should be that and that. There we go. Okay, cool. So that is installing. Also has that eye candy. Okay, I'll install btop once this is done. I know what htop is, so I'm like, we'll just do htop because I'm familiar with htop at least. That's not what I want to do. Alt. There we go. There we go. Ooh. You guys having fun today? I know this is not my normal stream time. We had a pretty good snowstorm last night, so I was actually a little worried I wouldn't even be able to go live today, simply for the fact that if the little guy's school was shut down, would not be able to. If you need more GPU info like power usage, PCI link speed, and well, that's what I want for when we do the sudo apt install btop. Btop. So let's see what btop is. Ooh la la. Oh, this is fancy. Look at all this data. Total GPU, CPU. Look at all this data. Oh, wow. CPU. Menu. Oh. I didn't know you can click. Options. Default thing. Oh, wow. GPU. CPU. Wow, I didn't know you could click in there. That is very Doom-esque, I'm gonna say. That is very, very Doomy. Okay. So let's close the terminal. It's a 2700, Frankie. It's a 2700. Everyone at Frankie and say thank you, because he's the one who sent me a bunch of hardware for this. It's a 2700 actually. Oop. What's this? Restart now. Okay, restart now. Make it bigger and hit the 5 key. Okay. Is 2600 a 6 core? I want to say. Yeah, it's funny. It's like, oh, just come by and pick up this stuff while I was in Toronto. But the problem is, when I got to Toronto, ain't nobody wants to be in Toronto. So I got in and got the hell out, and then I'm like, wait a minute, shit. I had to mail it all. Thank you. Well, I'll put it this way. How do I word this? It's 1 second here. I don't know why it does that. 1 second. There we go. There we go. So it's set to split the screen. It shows up on the computer first. Okay, so that's just something I gotta wear. You were getting a 12700K. It should have gone AMD. I mean, 12700K isn't bad. It's just you're kind of the nice thing with AMD. Your motherboard lasts you a long flipping time. Like socket AM4 is like 8 years old, and you could still get the 5800 X3D is still an amazing processor for gaming, essentially. Let's fire up the Firefox. So, Llama. So let's install Llama. So it's actually quite easy to install Llama. Copy that. You're gonna be there. I need you. There you go. So what were you saying? BTOP, make it bigger and hit 5? 5? What does 5 do? Oh, it shows the GPU. Look at all that. Look at all that data. Look at all that data. Look at all that juicy data. Okay, so to install Llama, you go to llama.com, and if you're on Windows, you just download it and install it. If you're on Linux, there's a curl script, so you copy that. You open up a terminal, you paste it, and you hit enter. We don't have curl. Sudo apt install curl. Oops, 1 second. Do I not know my password? What is, do I have caps lock enabled? Oh, okay, 1 second. What is going on here? There we go. How do I computer? I forgot how to computer. There you go. Stop all the downloading. Hard to get a 5800. I know, like my main desktop upstairs has a 3950 in it. And it's like, I would like to upgrade it to like a 5700 or 5800 X3D for gaming. But I don't need to. I don't need to. We are running this off of, I don't know if it's actually an NVMe drive or a SATA drive and an M.2, but it's a 256 gig SSD. Is there a way to tell? It's a Kingston SA2000. There you go. There's the storage. Oh, this is what we want to see right there. NVIDIA GPU installed. So let's get rid of that for now. Close terminal. So models. So let's go with DeepSeek. So by the way, this isn't DeepSeek. Okay. This isn't DeepSeek. If you want DeepSeek, it's this model right here. This is DeepSeek. It's 404 gigs, and it fills up that much VRAM. We're not running DeepSeek on here. I don't even think we could do the 14B model. I don't think the 14B model would even fit. We could try. I don't think the 14B model will fit. How much VRAM? 10. I think this one uses like 12 or 13, so. Oh. Did the music die? Or did my headphones die? Headphones died. Okay, well, you guys still got music. Well, not G10. For literally what we're doing, it doesn't matter. We are not limited by GPU hardware speed, or 14B uses 11 gigs of VRAM. Well, we'll find out what happens. I've never actually tried to run a model that doesn't fit, so we'll see what happens. I got a feeling it'll just go, yeah, this don't work, dog. What you doing? What the dog doing? It got really quiet in here without music. It'll put 10% on the CPU. Okay, so so we're installed. So let's see. Let's fire up 2 terminals. So HTOP. I want to see. So yeah, this is using only 2 gigs. We are using 9.2 gigs. So we are in. Hello, how would I like to help you today? Can you explain what you are? So this is using 209 watts, 200 watts of power. Right? Can you write me a 1,000 word story about 3D printers and fish? So yeah, so I think we are using some CPU for this. The lights are flickering. The light in here is flickering. So that should tell you what's going on here. It will tell you what model is loaded and how much in model. Where would it tell you that? Oh, Llama PS, okay. Llama PS. So we are running DeepSeek in, yeah, 8% CPU, 92% GPU. So it will run a bigger model in both. So watch. /buy/ Llama run that for both. There we go. So yeah, we're split, which you kind of don't want to split it. But yeah, this is using up 225 watts of power there, and it doesn't. I don't think it gives you watt draw on the CPU. Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, this is the 14B model. So it's writing a 1,000-word story about 3D printers and fish. Not being 100%. Well, it's also a 14B model. Like this is going a little bit faster than my 3090 does a 32B model by itself, I think. We'll find out. It'll say tokens at the end here. GPU's holding temperature is pretty good though. That's good. 70. You have to also remember my CPU isn't doing anything else right now other than write a story. All I know is this would have your 14B on a 4060 Ti gets 25 tokens a second. Well, we'll find out here in a second. This is really loving writing this story. There we go. So this is getting 23 tokens a second. So Nicholas, I'm getting comparable performance to a 4060 Ti with a 3080 on this. And this is with it split. But that's all on that. So let's close this /buy. So let's get a smaller model. Let's go down to the 8B model. Let's go down to the 8B model. Yeah, it takes a minute for it. Like it takes a minute for it to flush the RAM clear. I've noticed. Got my UAS certification yesterday. Drone operator and pilot. Ooh, there you go. P40 gets 2112. Is that on the 14B model? You get. That's not a lot. But then again, what is it? The P40s, those are basically 1080 Ti's or 1080s with just a crap ton of VRAM, right? Like the P40s, they have a bunch of VRAM, but they don't have the good processing, if I remember. There we go. Now I have music. You're slower, but yeah. Yeah, because that's the thing. Like, how do I clear my RAM? Oh yeah, we're running in there. So now, so you can see here, we're running 100% on GPU now. So same thing, write me a 1,000-word story on 3D printers. Now this is a smaller model. So we're 100% on GPU now, but it's a smaller model. So that is 85 tokens a second. So that's not too bad. So that is all that. So this is running it in the terminal. Okay. So this is the thing. We are running this entirely within the terminal. So we don't want to be doing that because we're missing out on some fun stuff. So I haven't used this before. I've used Chatbox on my desktop, but I want to install OpenWebUI because apparently this allows you to have a bunch of it's easier for add-ons, essentially. So when not in channel, companion use can be directed to crunch Bitcoin mining. It could, but here's the thing. No offense for the fans out there, but fuck Bitcoin. I'm not a fan of crypto at all. I believe it's a complete Ponzi scheme and a pump and dump. And anyone who promotes crypto is a pariah. But that's my personal opinion. And also, there'd be no point. This thing would cost me more power to mine crypto than it would. If I had a time machine, yes. But I don't have a time machine. Okay, so if a llama is on your computer, so let's install this, because we need to install Docker. I believe. So let's see here. So this is a web UI that'll let us interact with a llama through this. The crypto has problem. Here's my problem with crypto. Nobody's done anything with it other than scam people. The only crypto that's actually worth anything is Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is only worth anything when you convert it to USD or cash. So for this, oh, it's going to replace fiat, but you can only ever do anything with it is when you convert it to fiat. And then all the other crypto are only worth anything when you convert them to Bitcoin. The entire thing is a Ponzi scheme, pump and dump, and you just don't want to be the last one holding the bag. Plus the fact that there are crypto wallets with like millions of Bitcoin in it still, and if anyone ever finds those, the entire market like collapses. Also, fun fact, crypto is reliant on a computer equation being hard to solve. The moment somebody comes out with like a quantum computer that can crack crypto keys really quickly or whatever it is, the entire market crashes again because there's no more scarcity. So crypto is entirely a pump and dump and serves no tangible purpose. Every time somebody's like, oh, it could be used for all these things. It's been a decade. Nobody's used crypto for anything other than pump and dumps. So yeah, no, I don't like crypto. I don't support anyone who supports crypto. I don't promote crypto, and anyone I believe who promotes crypto is a scumbag just trying to prey off people. So yeah. Okay. So how do we do this? How do we do this? So install via Python pip. Open Web UI can be installed using pip, the Python package installer. Before proceeding, you need to ensure, okay, so I think we have to, before proceeding, ensure you're using Python. So how do we install Python? So pip install Open Web UI, I guess. I'm trying to figure out why it says with Docker. Should we be running this with Docker? Let's see here. Let's see here. What do I really think about crypto? That's pretty much it. Like, there's nothing that uses crypto other than pump and dumps. Because there's like, oh, you know, you can have documents on the internet and use it for like ensuring stuff isn't copied or whatever. But at the end of the day, the blockchain is nothing but pump and dumps. Or money laundering. Remember, when something's on the blockchain, it's not on the blockchain. The blockchain doesn't have room to store anything. All it is essentially a bunch of numbers that point at something. So when you have your stupid monkey JPEG, you don't actually have a monkey JPEG on the blockchain. You have a URL on the blockchain that points towards a picture of a monkey JPEG. And you own that URL or whatever, which is nothing. So, go watch the folding ideas video called Line Goes Up or something. Yeah, it's a ledger. It's a book. It's nothing. Okay. So how to install installation via Python pip. So I guess we just do this. Sudo apt install Python 3 pip. Oh wait, no, there's no capital on that. There we go. Run it locally or in Docker. I figure run it locally because it's all going to be on this computer anyways. Like it shouldn't, if I'm running everything off this computer, does it matter if it's on the computer or in a Docker on the computer? Docker allows versioning the server on legacy hosts for Python web services. Docker makes sense. Okay, so let's install it in that then. So we got that installed. Okay, so quick start with Docker. You will need to start the, you can exit there. Okay, so let's do this, install with default. So let's do Docker. So we need to install Docker. When using Docker to install, make sure you include the vopen WebUI backend data in your Docker command. This step is crucial. Okay, so if a Llama is on your computer, use this command, Docker run. So Docker. Let's install Docker. Download Docker desktop. Download for Linux. Requires commercial use of Docker for larger, more than 250 employees or more than 10 million USD in annual. Guys, I'm gonna have to tell you to tone down for a bit. I know you want to support the channel, the content I create, and the things I do, but there's a hard limit here of $10 million. So I know you want to gift those memberships to the chat. I know we have some Saudi oil princes in chat right now, but please keep your donations to the channel under $10 million, at least under 10 million a year, okay? We can't risk blowing past this limit. We got to be careful. We can't risk it. We can't risk it, right? Okay. So how do we do this? Ubuntu, that's me. Requirements, KVM support. What is where to go next? Install on Ubuntu. Sudo apt install gnome terminal. Meet the system requirements. We have that. For non-gnome, okay, we have gnome. Okay, so let's go. So sudo and set up Docker's package. So install using the apt repository. Okay. Can I just copy all of this? Or do I got to do this one at a time? Andrew, $10. Cheers and appreciate it from the Saudi Oil Prince Fund. So can I just copy this entire thing and paste it, or do I got to do like one at a time? Let's try this. Paste. Go. Okay, that did stuff. Install the Docker packages. Sudo. Okay. Copy that. Oh, Control Shift V. Boo. Oh, no, Control Shift V. Boo. Yes. Should be a one-liner. Well, I'm following the instructions. So this is one of those things where it's like, if this is a mess, blame Linux people writing instructional videos. Sudo docker hello world. Hello from Docker. This message shows that the installation appears to be correctly working. Yay! Okay, cool. Okay, so that's that. So we installed Docker, download the latest deb package. Okay. Okay, so that's downloading. Okay. Iconic Fab 249. Cheers and appreciate. Poor Baltics hedge fund. Ooh, unsupported file. Due to installing down, you can ignore this message. What? What? Sudo apt-get update. Control copy. Okay. CD downloads. Where's the tilde on this keyboard? I don't have a tilde. There you go. That, what is it? Download. There we go. I'm learning. This is also a good example, a good practice of me learning Linux. Okay, download is perform unsandbox. Okay, so we can ignore that. We can ignore this. Okay, the post install script. Set the capability on the Docker. Add a DNS for Kubernetes. We don't have Kubernetes. So I don't think we need to worry about that. I don't think we need to worry about it. Create a system link. See, I don't even know what this means. The post install script. Okay, whatever. Launch Docker. To start Docker Desktop for Linux, navigate to the Docker Desktop application. Select Docker Desktop to start Docker. So I could just control copy that. Control Shift V. Okay. Aha! I don't have a KVM. Do I need a KVM? I guess I do need the KVM. Where's the KVM thing? Do I need the KVM thing? Oh, I need to enable virtualization in the BIOS. Hypervisor support. Okay. So let's do that. Let's do that. So shut down. Restart. Restart. Okay, so let's unplug you. I'm hacking the mainframe. Okay, we're in. Okay, so what's it called? KVM. Would that be under advanced trusted computing? Security, SHAR, bank enabled. So what would it be called? What is it called? Virtualization protocol or hypervisor. Okay. Monitor boot tool. What would it be called? Security? No. AI tweaker advanced. Or virtualization. Where would that be? We got trusted computing. AMD. CPU configuration. Onboard device configuration. No. APM. PCI subsystems. Could also be called under CPU section. CPU configuration. So we have PSS support, NX mode, SVM mode, SMT mode, core leveling mode. Oh, there we go. Enable, disable CPU virtualization. Enabled. So it's SVM mode. Save changes and reset. SVM mode. There we go. I'm learning. Yes, I'm dancing. I'm waiting on the music. There we go. There we go. Okay, we're in. We're in. Open. Ooh. Show me how. History. Our previous session. Oh yeah, we're back. Okay. So upgrade. So we got the okay. Launch the desker. So let's open this. Paste. Haha. Accept. We are in Docker. Welcome to Docker. Using Docker for work. We don't personal. You must initialize pass before signing into the desktop. Skip. Do I need to create an account? Do not like hyper-threading. Nicholas, we're running it on the GPU. We're running it on the GPU. No? So I can skip. Okay, so skip. 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 Cool. Okay, so that's that. Okay, so now we go back. So Docker docs. So we've installed Docker. So now we can go back here. So we've installed Docker. Okay. If a Llama is on your computer, use this command. If a Llama is on a different server, to run a Llama with GPU support, we use this. Okay. So installation with default configuration. If a Llama is on your computer, use this. If a Llama is on a different server, that. To run a Llama web UI with GPU support. Okay, but is this locally? I'm assuming this is locally there. I'm assuming that one. We got CUDA. Why can't I copy that? Paste. There we go. Okay. Docker. We are trying to install Open Web UI so that we can talk with an AI with a little bit more control than just talking with it through the terminal. Because Open Web UI will basically let us create like a profile for it easier, change settings for it easier, give us a nice fancy web interface to interact with it, but also will let us put add-ons on it, like the ability to talk to it and for it to talk back at us. Because that's kind of the end goal, is to have this be something I could chat with on the stream, essentially. Nicer to manage models, yeah. So I've only ever used Chatbox, which is like a very simple, straight download thing. It has Chatbot, but Chatbot is very much just its own thing. It's good for just basic chatting, but for what I want to do, I need to have multiple different, I need add-ons. Kokoro, okay. Today, so the goal is, like right now, the goal is just to get this functioning. Like, we're just using this as a learning experience to eventually figure out enough to build what I want to build. So. NVIDIA drivers, I know. They're good enough on this. Like, we're not playing a video game. Plenty of people run CUDA stuff on Linux, so. We're not rendering games. Although I can confirm it does play Baldur's Gate pretty good on Linux, because that's what my wifey does. The only issue with with web UI is you have to wait for the inference to finish. So that's why I figured run a smaller model that's tuned specifically for my use case. Or like it's very easy to have it just go, let me think about that and then talk or something. Error, response from Damon, cannot select device driver with capabilities GPU. Digest that. Okay, so what is this? Install. This installation method uses a single container script which bundles Open Web UI with a Llama, allowing for a streamlined setup via a single command. Please. Well, why didn't I just use this to begin with? Let's try that. Maybe that. Well, I can install any model. We've played around with the 14B model works on here, but it overflows into system RAM, which I'd rather it not do. Because it's like 11 gigs, I think. Which is just too big for the 10 gigs on this. Run as sudo. Well, if I needed to run with sudo, it should have told me to run sudo. And I really don't want to pull up that one video that I watched last week from the guy with the beard who talks about computer stuff with a coffee in his hand the whole time. Doesn't always tell you to run sudo. Well, if you need to run with sudo, then they should include that. I can hear the wife upstairs in the computer room. I think she actually is playing Baldur's Gate right now. One second here. Download complete and extracting it all. Okay, error response from conflict. The container name is already in use by container that. The container is reuse. Docker run help. Okay, log out and log back in. You will not need sudo for Docker anymore. Okay, but what am I? Okay, one second here. Log out. Log out. Oh yeah, I gotta unplug that. It's really annoying that I gotta do that. Okay. Okay, so let's see if you're experiencing connection issues. So how does this work? So troubleshooting. Okay, so how you can now do this. Problem loading web page. Okay. Can we clear? Run sudo usermod ag docker and add your user to the Docker group. Log out and log back in. Okay. Sudo user mod ag docker money sign user, like just that. I don't even know what the old one is. What do you mean? Yeah. Okay. Password. Okay, now what? So are we... So how do I get it to run? Docker? Starting the Docker engine, okay. Open web UI. Problem loading page. So we have open web UI. Log out, log back in. Oh yeah, that's right. 1 second here. Log that. Log out. Log out. Oh, I gotta press play. Okay, 1 second here. I love when people write instructions. Like, this is how you do it. And you're like, great. Oh, you didn't do these other things that we told you to do? Well, you didn't tell me to do it. Well, you should have known to add a sudo to this one command. Because, you know, I'm like, freaking Linux people. If you're going to write instructions, your instructions should be at the point where somebody can literally just copy and paste your shit and it'll work. Okay, so run, start. Cannot select device driver with compatibilities GPU. So it's not seeing GPU. So how do we fix that? View packages and CVEs? What's all this shit? Run? Run? I don't know what I just did. Stop. Where's containers? Okay. What is all this? What is all this? What am I doing here? Should I close this? What is this? Go away. Delete. Okay. I gotta install CUDA support for Docker. Okay. Docker CUDA support. Okay, so how do I do this? The latest tag for CUDA has been depreciated. The following case will result in the manifest error. Okay. So how do I install this? Okay, Nicholas, I know I'm trying to, in web browser, go to local or whatever. Okay, but you need to install CUDA. You need to install the NVIDIA container toolkit. I'm trying to find it. I know, I'm trying to find it. Where is it? NVIDIA container toolkit. NVIDIA container toolkit. Install with apt. Okay. Oop, I think I screwed that up. Sudo deb. Okay, was that it? Oh, you sent it. You sent me a link. Sorry. I don't get notifications on Discord when I'm streaming. Sorry. And I'm using 2 different computers, so. Okay. Well, I'm following this. Here's the NVIDIA page. So I copied this. And then I pasted it, and it did Deb signed. Is that it? Okay. Optionally that. Okay, update the package list. And install this. Okay. Processing triggers. Okay. So I think that's it. So now, Docker, start. No, oh, maybe I gotta restart it. Docker, desktop. Restart. Okay, let's restart Docker. Would have reached out before getting to this point. Well, I don't know, man. Okay, go to dashboard. Start. Nope, still doing the server error. Oh. Let's see. Install with that, install with Zapper, configure. Oh, prerequisite. You install a support Docker, installed that. Configuring Docker. Okay, there's still more. There's still more to it. Sorry, there's still more to it. Wait, what is yours looks different than mine? Configure Docker, rootless mode, configuring, okay, configuring Docker. Where is prerequisite? Configuring Docker. Okay, configure Docker using this command. Okay, so let's quit Docker. Quit Docker. Okay. Okay. Control. Copy that. V. Do that. Config file does not exist. Using empty config, wrote that. It is recommended the Docker be restarted. Okay. Restart the Docker daemon. Okay. So now, Docker. Starting the Docker engine. Start. Nope, still doing that. Okay, so let's see. Sudo NVIDIA CTK runtime configure runtime equal Docker. Okay, so let's see here. Oh, shoot. Okay. Yeah, we did that. Runtime Docker. Sudo STML restart. I did that. And then sudo Docker run 2-rm 2-runtime equal NVIDIA GPUs all Ubuntu NVIDIA SMI. Okay. Okay. So this is that, but now let's see. Bring up Docker. Go to dashboard. Should I uninstall this and reinstall this? Should I uninstall this and reinstall this? That means it's working. Then why is it saying server error? Are you saying yes, delete the container? Okay. So go to dashboard, delete container, delete forever. Okay. So let's redo this. So I want to do this one right here. Try to run, or to run Open Web UI with NVIDIA support. I should be running this one, right? So I should be doing this one, right? I believe. Yes, okay. Error response, cannot select driver with capabilities GPU. Okay, let's delete that. Delete forever. Okay. Let's quit Docker desktop. Then why are we getting this error? Cannot connect to the Docker daemon. Is the oh, I got to run it first. Okay, so that's starting the Docker engine. Okay, we have no containers. So let's run that. Error response from daemon. Cannot select device driver with capabilities GPU. Let's see. Or should I have done this one? Delete that. Delete forever. Like, you may need delete all, because I don't see GPU there. Your posts aren't getting banned. They're just, if you post a link, it doesn't show up. Let me see what Discord's saying. Nothing. Let's see here. Resources, Docker engine, builders, Kubernetes, software extensions, resources. I want that. Dark mode. Run Docker images. Well, we tried running the image and it just didn't work. Like, we're trying to install it here. Try Open Web UI. Try Llama. Llama is on this computer with GPU support. Okay. Paste. Boom. But we get this error, selected driver with GPU. So it's not saying it. You need to do the GPU one, just local Llama one. Technically, a Llama is already using your GPU and loading the model. You don't. That is true. That is true. Maybe we're overthinking it. I mean, what I can do is I can always just add more noise by trying to, because they're trying to do this on stream and not getting frustrated. It is what it is. It is what it is. Like, believe me, I wish it was just, it worked and then we could start faffing about. But here's the thing. I'm learning, you're learning, we're all learning. So we'll see. We'll see. Let's see here. How's this coming along? I don't want to have to pull up the network chuck video. Error response daemon conflict is already used by contain. Oh, frick, I forgot to delete that. Yeah, go to dashboard. Because I don't think that'll run. Yeah, okay, so delete that, delete forever. Okay, let's try this again. And it gives me a random error. It's already in a container. What do you mean it's already in a container? It's right there. Oh, wait, is it running? Well, Llama's... Llama's running, I think. I could have made... Well, if you got one right now... Because I could always... Here's the thing. I'm kind of tempted to just do this offline now and just follow the network Chuck video instead of trying to... Llama server. Oh. Let's try that. Llama serve. Very new. What is this key? Bind is already in use. Oh. Get started. Enter my full name. Go with Canuck. Email. I don't think you need to see it because I think this is all... Create admin account. Save. Okay, let's go. There we go. Okay. DeepSeek R1. So we've got several models installed. Controls. New chat. Settings. Theme. There we go. Okay, save. So it was loading up the model there. Yeah, we're 100% in GPU. So it is using GPU. Where is there? So there's the thought. Woo, okay. We're in. So, record voice. So here's the thing, we can install search model. Oh, these are installed models. Search, workspace, models, import model. Okay, so that's there. Okay. There's the chat. Tell me fun facts about the Roman Empire. Somewhere. Wait, what's going on in Quebec? Giving him money. Oh. Giving who more money? Oh. About to go a little tenor to Amazon. Yeah. Yeah, they kind of screwed you guys over there. The Pantheon, built under Emperor Hadrian around 120 AD, houses the oldest surviving concrete structure in the world. Its dome, which remains intact over 2,000 years, measures an impressive 180 meters wide and 150 meters tall. This architectural marvel highlights the ingenuity of Roman engineering and its lasting impact on later structures. Woo! So that's that. So how do we add new models? So this is the prompt, okay? This right here is the system prompt. This is kind of why we want this, because this is how we tell it who it is. This is how we give it its personality, I guess. So we can be like, you are an AI assistant and co-host on a live stream. Your human partners. Oop, okay, you don't hit escape. Don't hit escape. Settings. And co on a live stream. you answer questions curtly, but in a snarky yet kind manner, and you love using puns when appropriate. There we go. Save. Show advanced parameters. So there's a whole bunch of other parameters you can adjust here. Things like temperature is like, the higher the number, the more creative it can get, but it hallucinates more. Whereas the lower the number, the more like, I am a robot, here is the answer type thing. Yeah, this is why we want this. We have all kinds of, you can personalize interaction by adding memories through the manage button, making them more helpful and tailored. So we want memories. Audio, speech to text engine, web API, I guess, or default on Kokoro. Sure. I don't have audio on this. I don't have a speaker in this computer. Actually, I do have a speaker, kind of, sort of. I can plug in headphones. And give myself a speaker. Aha. Actually, I need a mic too, if we're going to talk to it. Line out. And then I need a mic. Do I have a mic? I should have a mic of some sort, I believe. There's something with a mic. You are not a mic. You are not a mic. I need a mic. On. I think your mic. You'll work, maybe. I mean, this is massively overkill. This is massively overkill for what I need here. But, 1 second. Yeah, okay. Oh, wait, no, you're the wrong thing. You're the wrong thing. Aha. Aha. Is this massively overkill? Yes. But this might work. Mic. Line in. Okay. Only the best, because I got an AKG D5 and I'm going to use it, damn it. Okay. So let's... Ooh, okay, 1 second here. I don't know if you guys can hear it. I don't know if you can hear it. Okay, set voice, alloy, sure, okay. Auto playback response, on, I guess. Speech, playback speed, save. Okay. Okay. Sure. Hello? Testing? I don't think it's working. I don't think it's working. Thinking.
It's from ancient Rome. Or perhaps they are just messing around.
I can't hear it now because it's going
Using
through
ellipses as a
HDMI,
joke or
but...
to set up a pun. Since I'm supposed to keep things accurate, kind, and useful when possible, I should probably respond in a way that's playful but informative. Maybe another fun fact about something else related to Rome, but tie it back harmlessly. Roman numeral pun would be perfect here, like using Roman.
Okay, stop. Stop talking. Stop. It wouldn't shut up. It just kept babbling in my ear. Oh my God, it wouldn't shut up. Okay, controls. Let's settings. Okay, interface, audio, text to speech engine. Okay, web API. But how do we save? Okay, but how do we general interface? That's the interface. How do we tell it? Like actually, ooh, 1 second here. Settings, sound, output. Where's input? Input. There we go. Rear microphone. Okay. How do I test? Okay, that works. Okay, but how do I test it? Testing. How do I test the mic? Microphone. Audio. Compose text to speech. Docker compose for text to speech version 3. Service Kokoro, .NET ports. Is ESUN ABS Plus for refresh the page. Okay, that is okay, but where is monitor of family? I'm assuming it's this one. Remember for all microphone. Allow. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. I don't think it's working. I don't think this mic is working. Yeah, I don't think this mic is working. And it's still thinking. Cancel. What is a boat? Ah! Okay, how do I tell it to stop talking? Okay. Or a standard audio jack. Well, I don't know. This is just a random mic I found that I had. So I don't know if this is working. Might not be working. Maybe if I turn on 48 volt. Test in the microphone 1 2 3. Test in the microphone 1 2 3. Yeah, I don't think it's working. I don't think it's hearing me. So I don't think this is working. So let's try something else. I could have sworn I had a mic, like an actual like mic I could use. Oh, here we go. Oh wait, no, that's male to male. I got a key in here that won't go away. Come on. Yeah, come on. Come on. Stupid. There we go. Okay, let's see if this works. This is just a mic. Mic in. Mic. Okay, stop. Hello there. Can you hear me? Oh, I think it's working. Okay. So why is it taking so long to understand that? Because it heard it. So let's go settings. Oh, headphone died. Whatever. So audio. So we want to use loading Kokoro. Kokoro's loading. I guess web API, I guess. Instant auto send. FP32, sure. There's nothing to process it. Oh! So, yeah, but isn't this is the text-to-speech engine? Oh, so we need something to interpret my talking. I see. So if I just talk like this, it will just stop, and that records it. So it's not actually processing it. So what's call do? Hello? Can you hear me? I like turtles. I don't have a code interpreter. Bleh. Whisper is the local way. Okay, that is breaking my brain. So we need Whisper. Okay, so I think we're in a pretty good spot. What time are we at right now? 3:15. Oh, we still got time. Whisper. Okay, so Whisper. Whisper, TTS, Web UI. Is there, I remember seeing a way to add add-ons within this. Playground? Is that it? No? No. How do I go back? Workspace. No, go back. Go back. Pantheon Facts. Cool. Settings. Admin settings, about connections, personalization, interface, chat, account, admin. Oop, look at all this stuff. Okay. How do I get out of here? Space. DFH about this? Okay. You have to install the backend, then configure them in the UI. Ah, okay. So, Whisper, TTS, Open Web UI. Built a web UI for Open Whisper. Okay, so how do you install this? Self-hosted, cool. You can find the repo here. This is 2 years ago, so Whisper Web UI. Guardio-based web interface for Whisper. Okay, but is this, no, is this a different Whisper? Oh. Wait, how do you spell it? W-I-S-P-H-E-R? Whisper. Home Assistant. Well, I'm not playing with Home Assistant. I know this is Whisper, but how do I... Yeah, so like... Oh, that's cool. View code, read paper, open web UI. Oop. Yeah, this is it. I think this is it. Guardian-based browser for Whisper, which is from OpenAI. Okay. Whisper AFN. You know what? I think at this point we may have to, this is something I may have to play with offline. Because for now, we're having fun. But I think at this point is where I'm going to have to do this like offline and actually get people helping to do this properly. Because I think, yeah, speech to text engine. So it like, I don't know why speech to text isn't working. Like you would think if I do speech to text, I would be able to do speech to text. Docker run, Whisper, doc leaves. Okay, but Joel McKay, where am I running? Oh, run that in terminal? Docker run P 5000 do block Whisper doc latest. Brought to me in Discord. I'd love to press some guys on it. Nicholas, I'm down for that. I just don't have the setup for it right now because I'm streaming. But yeah, either tonight, tomorrow, or at some point in the near future, we can go through this. Part of me wanted to stumble through this on my own first. Part of me wanted to just kind of, I'm a big fan of trying out stuff on my own just to see how the process is for newbies. Because I think the easiest way, if I ever end up doing a video on something or something, is essentially go, hey, here's what I learned going into it blind. I think it's a very good idea as a reviewer to try and figure stuff out on your own first instead of having the guide in front of you. It's like, well, if I want to install this, I went to the website, I followed the instructions, I ran into problems. Like, I think it's a very good idea to always have a fresh look on something, a completely blank slate look going into something. Because then you can't, like, because here's the thing. We're frozen here. What's going on? Booting with worker PID. Why are we doing PID tuning? You got some Clipper shit going on here? Anyways, I'll be honest, the amount of times that I have followed a tutorial where you could tell the person who is doing the video is literally just following instructions from a website and they don't really know what they're doing. They're just regurgitating information. That is something that I don't know if it's just how I am. I can pick up on it and it stands out like a sore thumb. So it's nice, like going, hey, you know, run this, instead of going, run this. It's like, hey, if you're following on the website, these things you might look out for. This is some issues you may run into. So what does that make me? A piano teacher one lesson ahead of the student a lot of the time. Hey, I didn't say I wasn't a hypocrite. I'm just saying it stands out to me. Why are you frozen? What is going here? Starting, is it running? Are we show bookmark bar? Okay, you're there. Edit, bookmark. Open web UI. Save. So what is going on here? Okay, what's going on here? What's that? Close terminal. Oh, we got something else here. What's this? What is this? Restart. not for, yeah. It was running? Oh. Go to dashboard, let's see here. So, how do I tell this to like auto run? Okay, so both of those are running. So Open Web UI is running and Magical, that is running. So let's go back here, Open Web UI. So settings. Let's see here, audio. Text-to-speech engine. It's still sending web API in default. This all looks the same. Interface. General. Save. Testing. Yeah, that ain't working. What distro? Ubuntu. We're just trying to figure out how to make this work. Is running, how do you make the API call from web UI? We'll need to search. Yeah, I think we're definitely in the realm of, I'm at the point now where I actually need to follow proper instructions. Because it's like, okay, Whisper, support, Llama, web UI. Whisper integration. Okay. That's somebody asking. I have a Llama plus Open Web UI installed and I'm looking for a way to install Whisper. Shut up, go away. Anyone have a manual? I'm not sure a plugin that exists for them, but I do have Whisper running in a Docker container via pip, and you could probably install into Open or natively. Okay, but how? Choose a model size and I copy and paste and open. Well, I don't. Wait. It's an option running the Docker image Llama latest. Okay, but I'm not seeing it there. Settings, audio. I'm not seeing it there. The audio setting is personal preference. You may. Now go to admin settings, admin panel, admin. Admin panel, settings. Okay. The audio setting is personal preference. Okay, so audio. Whisper, local, okay. Base, TTS. Transformer is local. TTS model, sure. Save. So we got transformers is local. Or should we do, well, I want local. I want this being entirely off internet. So I want local. So let's go back to chats. New chat. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Huh. That doesn't seem to be working. Okay, so close that. So now let's go back to settings, audio. No, it's still like the voice. Let's go with core, save. Audio, whisper local, bass. Open Web UI uses faster whisper internally. Okay, but how do I get it to actually, as a remote server, even as the service is localhost? I'm just trying to figure out where that would be. That's like the thing. It's like current model, current models, like code, where, connections, general. Enable new signups, enable API key, web URL. Configure it as a remote server. How do you even like there's the models that we have. Record voice call. Hello? Can you hear me now? Oh. Oh, I think settings. Okay, auto playback on, save. Oh, hey, how's it? Hey, how's it going there? I don't know why it's not talking back. Read aloud. Okay, let's today new chat. So settings, let's just make sure. So settings, audio, auto playback on, Kokoro, AFCore. Okay. So let's start a call. Hey, how's it going? Can you let me know if this is working? I don't know why it's not auto. Okay, now it's not working anymore. We're not getting audio playback. Okay, but where is the voice? It was working a second ago. Boo. What is going on here? I think I should drop down to a smaller model for testing this. Yeah, it's being all buggy. Smart home setup. Why are you talking about smart home setup? Delete chat. Okay. Yeah, okay, read back isn't working. Okay, so let's go settings, audio. So let's Kokoro, that seems right. Admin panel, settings, audio. So we got text to speech is whisper, local. Speech to text. Okay, so text to speech. Let's do web API. Let's do web API. And TTS voice. I only have the one option, save. Okay, so let's go back here. Oh God, that sounds horrible. So, okay, I think I know what's going on. Okay, so settings, admin panel, settings, audio. So web API works. Let's try OpenAI. TTS save. Oh, I need an API key. Because I don't think Transformer was working. TTS1. There we go. So I think we didn't have it set up right. So let's go back to there. Read that. Yeah, see, it's not, something's wrong in the reading it out part. So the text to speech, or the speech to text works, but now it's not working for output. So that's that. 11 Labs is an API key. Is there AI speech? That needs an AFP. So I have a web UI, which is beepity boop, I'm a computer. Because Transformer is not working. So how do I install this? Speech TI. So I need to install a speech engine, because right now, if I just do web API, it does, oh, GTS voice. Oh, we actually have voices here. We had voices. Where did my ability to click go? No. Why can't I click? There we go. Let's go with, oh God. Where's English? E. English. Let's go with Anika Robot with New York City. Sure. Save. Okay. Let's go back here. Okay, let's do a different model. Llama. Let's get a more less wordy model. We can't do that. What's a good small model that's quick? Phi? That's 14B. Mistral. Let's do Mistral. Let's do Mistral. Let's do Mistral. Let's do Mistral. Well, it's not so much speed. I just wanted something that didn't think. Like that just spits out an answer. Because I think this is working. Although it speaks like a computer. So I'm going to have to figure out a different way of doing this. And I might do a fresh install of all of this. I might go through all of this again just to ensure we got a blank slate here. And because I don't know if I've installed some junk that's kind of screwing me over right now. Okay, so that's that. Okay, so we got Mistral installed. So let's go back here. So let's change you to Mistral, latest. Okay. Hello there. Okay, how do I tell it? Is there a thing to tell it to stop speaking? Okay. So, is there a way to do 2 audio outs? Because I needed to do audio out for that sound settings. Like I wanted to do multiple outputs. Because right now it's just doing output to that. I could do HDMI, but I don't want it to do HDMI because it's going to the computer. Like I want it to do HDMI and my headphones. Because I can do this. And then you guys should hear it. Yeah, you guys hear that. So now if I talk, hello there, can you introduce yourself very quickly? It's not reading.
Well, if I must, I suppose
There
I'm
we
my
go.
assistant and co-host on this live stream. I can be courteous or
So
authoritative
it's
with just the right touch of sarkiness, but always kind.
should be working
And when
now.
it comes to puns, I've got an arsenal that would make even the most seasoned comedian bring with envy.
The problem is I can't hear it now. It's super quiet.
And
Yeah, I have it.
affection
I
voice.
can make it louder.
Dramatic musical notes.
So you hear noise. Hello? Okay, so I have to tap. So here's the thing. Settings.
Well,
okay.
if I
What's
must.
the problem? There's like too many settings here. Settings, controls. Settings. Audio. Auto playback is on. So you should be doing auto playback. So why aren't you doing auto playback? I like turtles. Do you like turtles? See, it's not auto playing back, so I gotta hit read aloud.
Who doesn't appreciate the charm and grace of our shared friends? Now, if we were to engage in a game of Tetris,
Well, I don't have,
would we
this is like
want to say
web
that
UI.
Tetris
Like,
are
I'm
the
sure I can
best
install a
tricky
better
games,
voice thing.
tricky games? It's a shell-rigging fact. Total red hot video game.
So I definitely got to do some research here. I definitely got to do some research here. Where is it? That's the mic. Where'd the audio? Oh, there we go. There we go. Please try to mix Skynet. Zonos says, how about a game of chess? Zonos, what is Zonos? Zonos. Is a leading text-to-speech, 200K hours of various multiple, our model, okay. So how do we import Torch? Okay. Features that, installation, see also Docker with recent NVIDIA GPUs and 6 gig. So that's the thing, I need something lightweight. Docker installation, okay. So there is, I think that's about it for today. I really don't want to go too far with all this because we're at the point now, I think, where it's like we've had like the stuff I knew what to do. We've gone a little bit into the whole playing around with, we got text working. It understands me now. So we got that going. So now we need to figure out the stuff where I actually need to sit down and watch some videos about, I think. But if you're wondering, here, let me turn this off. Let me turn this all off here so I can actually move some hardware around. Log off. No, I don't want to log off. I want to shut down. Shut down. Shut down. Power off. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to reinstall everything. I'm going to reinstall everything just to make sure I didn't bork anything up with all that other stuff I was doing. But if you're wondering what the plan is for all of this, it should be relatively simple. But I'm trying to build something that's entirely offline. I want this to be its own complete independent thing that, for example, if I go to Murph or something, oop, I knocked over my mic. This would be standalone. I could put this on a desk and like kids can come up to it and talk to it. Like, I want this to be its own thing, essentially. I want it to be an independent thing. So if you're wondering why, like, oh, why are you running, you know, why you need web UI and everything. I want web UI because I want this to be like Gertie. If you don't know what Gertie is, Gertie Moon. I watched this movie the other day. Well, not the other day, a while ago, but in Moon, there's this, Gertie. It's an AI who helps Sam Rockwell on the moon. it's just a console. Kind of like how in Aliens, you know, Mother or Bishop or whatever the computer is called is just a console. So I know other streamers use, I know the character's name's Sam Bell in the show, but it's Sam Rockwell, it's the actor. That's the easiest way, by the way. If you're ever an actor and you have trouble remembering your character's name, just have your character's first name be your first name with a different last name. So what I want is this to be a console AI. I want it to basically be a completely standalone thing and be a co-host, but be a physical co-host. So what does that mean? It's not going to be like Neurosama where there's like a VTuber on the screen, or it's a digital thing. I want this to be analog. You know, it's a computer. Because I grew up during that period when we had that analog to digital transition, and I kind of, that's my nostalgia. We talked about it the other day on stream. So I want this to be kind of a analog digital assistant. So Max Headroom, kind of like Jeff. If you remember Craig Ferguson, he had Jeff, you know, that was a guy playing it. So we're gonna build a computer case at some point, but I want it to have like a screen on it so that it'll do like all the text readout and everything and have like a waveform and shit. So like when it's talking, you have a little waveform going. But what I want to do is you can make LLMs. There are LLMs for image recognition. So the idea is essentially have a computer head on it. Have something like a webcam on like a tilt pan zoom mount that's attached to like a NVIDIA Jetson running a AI LLM image recognition thing. So it will track around the room, it'll follow people that it's looking at, and then you can ask it, what do you see? And then it could tell you what it sees. So that way it can kind of, I want it to just be a chat bot essentially, but something that you can banter with, something that like it can talk to chat, but I want it to be like analog. So I want it to be like, instead of it plugged into a computer on the stream, I'm gonna have to put a mic on it kind of thing. Like I want it to be as disconnected from the network as possible. So have to interact through things the same way a human would interact through things. I know that sounds weird, but that's kind of how I want it to be. I want it to be its own thing that interacts with things beep boop, I'm a computer, instead of just like over SSH and shit. Hit up the local Wayland Yutani store. So yeah, so that's the end goal. So eventually I'm gonna have to print a case for this. Hey Shane, if you're still in chat, we're gonna be doing some stuff with the Prusa XL. But like, I bought this case because it's not really a case, it's just a it's a test bench, but I can cut it up and it mounts all the hardware already. This motherboard is actually gonna be really good because I actually have like I can put an extra GPU in it and whatnot. Because I don't know if it can, actually, let's try it right now. Let's do a quick little test. Because what time are we at right now? We got time. Let's plug in another GPU and see if this recognizes it. Because I think there's a chance that we can just add multiple GPUs and off we go. Try not to cut the power here. So let's plug in another U there. Get my screen back. So let's see if we can do this, because this might be fun if this works. This might be fun if this works. There. Because if we can do multiple GPUs, that'd be very handy. You go in there. Where is you? So you go there. That's that, that's that. And you. Where is the other HDMI input? It is over here. And on the bright side, I got more HDMI now. so that's that. That's that. Let's see here. Turn that on. Turn that on. We're actually going to unplug that first, so that'll boot up onto that. Please make a SolidWorks and or Fusion work on Linux, please, and thank you. I don't think I can do that. Yeah. Oh, it would help if I actually plug the other end of this cable into the monitor too. Okay, there we go. Okay, so let's boot into this. Come on, load up. Turn on. Come on. Yeah, I know. Source. PC, yeah. But you don't want to boot? Maybe the computer works? Oh. Oh, right, wrong one. The joy of having multiple GPUs. Okay, multiple GPUs. Is it? Oh, oh. Okay, so oh god, I can't see it because I'm on. 1 second. I got an itty bitty monitor. Okay, let's see. Okay, so let's see here. Display settings. It only it's not picking up the other display. Oh, here. Apply. Are we good? There we go. Okay, keep changes. Keep changes. Okay, there we go. There we go. Fun fact: display ports work better when you actually plug them in. So let's see here. So Llama serve. Okay. Are we? Llama run deep C, or actually 1 second here. NV top. So it's showing up, there's both GPUs. So it's seeing the 1060 and the 3080. Okay. So this one, I think we were getting what, 23? We were getting 23. See, so now we're running fully in GPU. So we are using, how much are we using here? Ooh, okay, so it's loading everything into the 1060 first. Write me a 1,000 word story about 3D printers and fish. So it looks like it's split it like 50-50. Because we're using 5.6 gigs on the 1060. And we're using 6.3 gigs on the 3080. And the 3080 is running much less. It's not going as, it's not crunching the numbers as much. But we're able to load a bigger model. And I'm pretty sure I can go into the settings for Llama and set priority for which GPU would be the primary GPU. I'm thinking it's running off default, which I don't know why it's defaulting to the 1060. You would think it would go to the 3080 first. Can you see NV top? I got NV top right here. Oh, here you go. NV top is right there. So I'm wondering if this is going to be faster or slower than before, though. Because last time we did this, and it was split between GPU, we were maxing out the 3080 and using a bit of the CPU. We were at around 23 tokens a second with this model. Now we've got it split among a 1060 and a 3080, but it's split like 50-50, which it shouldn't be. It should be pretty much all on the 3080 and just a little bit on the 1060, but we'll see. We'll see. Priority? Well, yeah, 6. So it's slower. It's dumber. It's dumber with dual GPUs. But okay, let's turn this off. It's dumber with dual GPUs. Power off. Power off. Order matters, I think. Well, you would think that the top slot would be the more powerful one. Like, it's the full slot. It's got all the slots. It's a bigger slot. It's got more beep boops and computer numbers in there. So you would think it would be the more priority slot. Kill the power. There we go. So let's bring you over here, unplug you. There we go. And let's get rid of this GPU. There we go. Good old 1060. It's significantly faster than your P40s. It'll be faster, but you won't be able to load as big of a model. That's the thing. If you ship you the 37i, it's a 550. It's a B550 Mobo. It's a B550 motherboard. Here's the thing. I don't think the bandwidth matters that much because it's doing all the processing on the card. And yes, it loads up the VRAM when you load the model, but then once it's loaded, everything's on the GPU. So it basically, it'll fill up your GPU's VRAM with the model. So it'll need the PCI Express bridge for that. But then once it's done, it does everything on the GPU. $3700X. Well, this is a 2700. The bandwidth of the VRAM to the GPU. So let's see. So 2700 versus 3700 X PCIe. Sitting on a shelf we've been planning to give away. I mean, if you want to, I won't say no if you want to. Yeah, the moment I get rid of the frickin' PO box, people want to send me stuff. For the GPU. Well, 3080 versus 1066 GB on tech power up. I mean, I'm pretty sure the 3080 has a bigger bandwidth because the 3080 is like GDR6 and that's GDR5, I believe, or 4. Yeah, DME, not G10. We'll figure something out. We'll figure something out. You're in Quebec? Tabarnak, pamplemousse, bibliothèque. J'aime beaucoup le poutine. Il y a un cochon dans mon pantalon. So yeah. Okay, you guys want to do a giveaway? Let's do a giveaway. I will give you until 2 o'clock to enter for your chance to win some filament. We're going to do a giveaway. What's going on? Let's see. Anything in the chats or the discords? Nero Docker Compose for text-to-speech. Okay, I'll figure all this out. I was talking with somebody who, I'm not going to name drop, but I was talking with somebody who's actually apparently works like with the guy who does Neurosama, so Vital, about all this. And he's like, yeah, there's like no, for what you're trying to do, there's really no good, like, this is how you do it. It's kind of like, you kind of have to bash your head through the wall and figure it out on your own, because nobody really has made a like, this, oh, you want to make an AI assistant that you can talk to locally. This is how you set it up. There really isn't easy to get guides for that right now on the internet. What is DHL sending me? Oh. Some trial and error. That's what I figure. Like, I'm going to do a fresh install. I'm going to reinstall everything, actually, just to ensure that I didn't bung anything up, and I'm going to follow a proper guide. Nicholas, if you have a guide that you would recommend, DM me it or something, and I'll, you're working on it, sweet. If you can DM me that, I'll go through and do all that. So if you're wondering the setup for this, if you're wondering what the setup for this is, what the end goal setup for this is, essentially, I want to rebuild this with, like, I want it to be about this wide. So I'm gonna have to move like the CPU over here or something. I do want to get a Raspberry Pi image camera or NVIDIA Jetson for motion tracking. But essentially, I want to build it up as separate modules that talk to each other. Because I figure you can have like the NVIDIA Jetson doing image recognition, because it's a small, compact, lightweight setup, and it can do image recognition. It can run an LLM for that. And then it would just talk to the LLM that's being the brain and be like, this is what I see. So when you go, hey, what do you see? It can go, the NVIDIA Jetson will do its thing, and then pass that information to the LLM, who goes, oh, you know, because it would just be a text, like, this is blah, 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 blah. NVIDIA running on a Pi 4 and 5. Yeah, I did a video on it, like, I think, was it last week's video or the week before? I did a video on putting DeepSeek on a 3D printer. But yeah, it's basically running on a Raspberry Pi 4. So yeah, that's kind of the goal. So it would be a case about this big, maybe a little bit taller. It would be flat like this, because I would want to make it all out of 2020 and just basically have everything secured. I don't want the GPUs moving around or anything. So have it like as tanky as possible. And then on the top, I want a touchscreen. So that way, if you boot it up, you can open all the programs you need to do, or do any basic like troubleshooting on a touchscreen that's on it, that's mounted like here. Kind of like this touchscreen. And then on this side, there would be a tilt pan zoom camera. And I would like to try and find a camera, or I'd probably end up 3D printing something. Something like this would be the head. Like, you know these kind of cameras where you have like the 3 lenses? Something like this for the head. Hide the USB ports. It would be rotated. This would be the back, and I would have a little cover over it. But the end goal would be that this would be entirely self-sufficient. So everything on it runs locally, no internet access, no network access. That would be kind of the goal for this. It is a completely, entirely standalone thing. Yes, I could hook it up to my home network at home and use it for Home Assistant, or running the LLM at home, so I can talk to it over my network. But I would like it to be able to be its completely own air-gapped brain in a box, essentially. That's kind of the idea. And it's just something fun to play with and learn with. Every now and then we'll do a stream on it. Eventually, if it does get to the point where I can make it an assistant, it will be an assistant on the stream. And I will literally just point a webcam at it and put a mic on it. That's kind of what I want. Put a link to your live stream channel for benchmarks. Okay. I know I would like to train a model. Essentially what I would like to do is get a big model, like a full like DeepSeek model, and basically try and pare it down to basically be good at like conversation and jokes. Because one of the things I wanted to do is like, oh, hey, I'm busy on something for a bit, and you know, when you're talking on a live stream building a printer, sometimes you don't want to talk, you just want to shut up and work. But it's kind of hard to keep an audience entertained when you're doing that. So you have to talk. So it'd be nice to be able to go like, oh, hey, tell jokes or something while I'm working on something. So I wanted to be able to do jokes, banter, chirp. I wanted to be able to chirp people. But I wanted to just be like trained on like 3D printer knowledge, Linux knowledge, like tech knowledge, give it some movie knowledge and whatnot. Basically train a model specifically for this. So instead of using like an off-the-shelf model like Mistral or DeepSeek or whatever, it would be a derivative of a model that's kind of prioritized or personalized for my use case, essentially. Could set it for a confetti cannon. Well, that would be another thing. It'd be cool to have it in the, like, pull in the API for Google Chat so that it could actually interact with chat. That would be something to be cool. Or like, you know, I hate it when somebody @s me or asks something and I miss it in chat. I try to pay attention to chat as much as possible, but it would be cool to be like, oh, hey, so-and-so in chat is trying to get your attention. Pay attention to chat. Like, have it basically be like curating stuff. Get one that can go through. Well, that's the thing. I technically could feed it every one of my live streams. I could basically, you get the transcript of your live stream. There's apps you can do that download transcripts of live streams. So I can technically feed it the transcript of all 500 and something live streams I've done. And it would just know everything about my live streams, essentially. This, but I'm working on exactly what you all want. Don't know if we can do it, but I went all in it. Well, hit me up on the Discord, Nicholas. Hit me up on the Discord. Papa Meat's oven. I don't want it to be that creepy. I do not want it to be that creepy. I do not, Nathan. You know, Papa Meat's a great guy. But that shit that he does with those his kitchen is creepy AF. Not gonna lie. Just get the. What's wrong with the pew pew talk? Oh yeah. Make it not talk politics. But anyways, let's do a giveaway. Let's do a giveaway. Because. So unfortunately, I don't actually have on this computer down here. I do not have marbles installed. So we're gonna go old school with this. And one second here. And do wheels of names. Yeah, I don't have marbles installed on this computer. I came down here early actually meaning to install it, and I ended up just faffing about with stuff getting ready for stream because I had to find a capture card to capture the HDMI from this. So yeah, behold. That's the right button. Wheel of names. Somebody give me a number between 6 and 9. I need a number between 6 and 9. Can somebody give me a number between 6 and 9? 8. We'll go with 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. Round and round it goes. Where it stops, I don't know, but the computer already knows because it's a computer and it knows everything. Who is our big winner? Let's go again. Round and round she goes. Where she stops, I don't know. Congratulations to Minch. One second, I'm gonna cough. Congratulations, Minch. You have won yourself a spool of filament from POLYMAKER. Congratulations. You will get an email from me after the stream ends with information on how to collect your filament from POLYMAKER. So everyone, golf claps in chat for Minch. Golf claps in chat for Minch. Let me see if I actually have a form on this computer, or do I gotta do it on? I gotta do it on the other computer. Shoot. Okay. So we will do that after. So yeah. So we're gonna call it there. By the way, the reason it did that, when I copy the list of names, it copies the entire row. So it copied like 272 people, but it copied like 372 because it copied the entire row. So it copied some blanks. In Wheels, in the marble game, it ignores them, but on this one it doesn't. So it just put a bunch of blanks. Sent me a friend request on Discord. Okay, hopefully I remember that. A lot of time if I get friend requests from randos, I ignore them. I get like a couple dozen a week. So yeah, so we're gonna call it there. I hope you enjoyed fun. Let me know in the comments below if stuff like this is something you would like to see added to like the rotation of content. Because again, the goal with the channel this year is kind of, last year I kind of let things stagnate on the channel. I'll be honest, there's a bunch of shit going on outside of YouTube that you guys don't need to worry about. But the goal with the channel is I'm trying to add a bit more variety. I don't want to just do 3D printer stuff on the channel. Obviously, I'm still going to do 3D printer stuff. It's just I want to do other stuff in the rotation. I'm doing the cosplay stuff. This is another type of thing I want to be doing with. I want to do more. I want to get back once the weather gets nicer out, get back to doing FPV stuff and whatnot. I'm trying to do more just fun tech stuff on the channel and making stuff. Specifically making stuff. I'm getting the itch to make shit again. So let me know in the description below. But we're going to call it there. Shout out to POLYMAKER for the spool of filament we gave away this stream and every stream. Links for them and more in the video description below. Some of them don't cost you anything extra, go a long way in supporting the channel. Others, like Gamer Subs, use code Canuck and save 10% off your order. I'm gonna get a drink because I'm actually thirsty. And then those that donate to the channel, gifted memberships to others, or became members of the channel yourself. Oh, cheers, Bearded Bucket, for the gift of community membership. I thank you. I would not be able to do the things I do, create the content I create without your continued support. You make it all possible. I'm going to call it there because I got to go get the little guy from school. But yeah, this was fun. Again, yeah, I know today's stream was a bit banteric because it was just like faffing about learning stuff on the go. And learning Linux while a couple hundred people are watching you is always a fun experience. You should try it someday. But I think this went pretty good. I think I kind of figured it out what I'm doing. So I'm going to basically redo everything. I'm going to blank it all and redo everything. So it's going to get really weird once we start projecting on this thing. If we get it to that point where it's like, okay, everyone, hope you enjoy alt because we're going to wipe their brain. So yeah, calling it there. It's Valentine's Day tomorrow. If you haven't done your shopping yet, it's Valentine's Day tomorrow. Go do your shopping because you forgot. I know somebody in here did, so go do that because tomorrow I'm doing lunch with the wifey for Valentine's Day. Anyways, see you on Saturday. Video Sunday, hopefully. Anyways, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Be safe out there and wash your hands. Goodbye.